Okay. Um, I am going to pivot. Uh, I was going to do a card, upcoming card release date because a bunch of cards just got data mined with this balance change. But I will instead go over this balance change because it's interesting, but in my opinion, it's not addressing the problems. It kind no, it doesn't. I'm not. It does not address the problems. Um, so we have one, two, three, 9 balance changes, which is not bad. The first one is Zabu going from a 1-2 down to a 1-1. Um, So they have a lot to say about this. Longtime players may not be surprised to see Zabu warrant further adjustment. He continues to be a tricky card to balance, and today we'll make a small nerf to his power. This is somewhat a continuation of the discussion of last OTA. We're keeping an eye on the presence of how many mid-range decks are utilizing a boatload of tech cards, and the play rate of cards like Shang-Chi, Enchantress, and others continue to be quite high. We understand the importance of and want there to be ample counterplay in our game, but simultaneously we prefer that the premier strategies of Marvel Sap be high synergy driven decks. What? High synergy driven decks. That's what I think of when I think of Marvel Snap. I think the best decks are high synergy driven decks. Surely not just Thanos amalgamation of control cards and Zabu Surge Mr. Fantastic control. Surely those aren't the decks that come to mind. Zabu's a critical component. No, he isn't. He is a piece of garbage that shouldn't be in the game. And overloading your deck with aforementioned tech cards as well as rate options like Galactic Gwenpool and so on give you a lot of opportunities. And what does hurting Zabu do? It doesn't do anything. These decks aren't without weakness, though, and despite their ability to play a large amount of rate cards, they still aren't typically as strong as generating raw points in their synergistic counterparts if they can't successfully interact with their opponents. This might appear to be a small nerf, but we believe that these mid-range decks are especially sensitive to power changes given their more limited ability to generate points. Given that we're making changes to Zabu for now with the expectation that we may need to make greater changes if the mid-range control decks aren't as sensitive as the number we would like them to be. Again, we want to stress the counterplay is important, but our goal is to ensure that players have agency to execute their game plans relatively frequently. Yeah, sure we do. Bullseye finally getting his point of power nerf. I was only off by a few months. The popularity and sex to discard has warranted this. Um, so they are just chopping a point of power off him. Uh, they're just saying that, oh my god! What is wrong with Second Dinner? They're saying they were trying to make an adjustment to Swarm, but couldn't find a satisfying rework that would keep the card's identity intact? Instead of nerfing Bullseye, they were going to rework a fun discard card? But God forbid, Negasonic Warhead has a fucking counterplay by casting spells! They nerf Zabu because mid-range control decks are too strong, and then they buff Negasonic by now you can't play spells to dodge her anymore. We're doing a couple of adjustments to cards today based on the increased prevalence of skills in our game. If skills had existed from the beginning, it would have likely influenced several card designs. Negasonic is extremely exploitable as skills continue to enter the game at a more rapid pace, and we want to make sure that her role remains in the game. Sure. Whatever. Um, they finally fixed Mirage so that way she only copies characters and gave her another point of power. Honestly, Mirage could be kind of good. That point of power I think is big. Giving her a 2-3 now she's the same size as Kate Bishop. That'd be fun. Could be worth it. Um, but I like the idea of Mirage. I feel like Mirage, in my opinion, I already ran her in a bunch of my Victoria hand depths, but maybe it wasn't a popular pick. The thing going to a 4-7, I mean, I already ran the thing in my stuff, but I did hear a lot of people saying they wanted this thing changed, so it's fine. Marvel Boy getting his point of power back. Um, I like the idea of him getting his point of power back, but I don't think he needed it. I feel like with all the end of turn stuff coming out, like they could have waited on this. They're hoping that that'll help out Zoo. I I don't mind the point of power to Marvel Boy. It's a fine card. Jennifer Kale gets a point of power because she was just worse Psylocke, which is what I said she would be from the very beginning. No, dude, there's no way. They said that after giving her a point of power, Jennifer Kale has simply been the weakest of the energy generation options since she came out. I don't believe you. Like, okay, what? People have been playing more Electro and more Corvus Glaive than Jennifer Kale. That's crazy. That's crazy to hear. Actually, I do not believe that. Is Hella's that popular? Because Hella's the only deck that runs Corvus. Hopefully this gets her into more of a playable state by herself, but we're also monitoring what we can do to improve the strength of 5-cost cards, generally speaking. A movement that will directly affect her. The Zabu change today starts. No. No, 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 no. I know what card's coming out. I don't want to see more 5-drops. Stop. Stop. So that means the direction of the game is going to be, instead of mid-range decks running a bunch of 4s, it's going to be mid-range decks running a bunch of 5s, which means we get to see a bunch of Legion, Cersei, and Lady Deathstrike. A bunch of 5/7s that inherently have good stats and interact with your opponent. And Black Bolt and what's her face? Stature. That's fun. That sounds like a fun deck. That sounds like I'll be having a good time. That's what that sounds like. Um, Green Goblin is losing a point of power. So it's effectively a buff. Um, which I think is a very funny thing. I think this Green Goblin buff is very funny because he was objectively the better goblin. No one's gonna argue that one. So why didn't Hobgoblin get the buff? Like what? Green Goblin has fallen largely out of favor given that 3 power is just not a particularly strong rate for 3 energy anymore. We're always a little nervous about making a change that directly could buff clog decks, but we suspect there's very little risk of ruin here. We always want to make sure that players have a variety of interests that they can successfully play the decks they enjoy if they're willing to work for it. And lastly, Doom 2099 is getting a point of power going to a 4/4. Speaking of changes we're a little nervous to make, we're making a small buff to Doom 2099. This is a card we had to nerf multiple times in the past to dethrone it from being one of the strongest rate 4-cost cards in the game. As a result, its play rate has heavily declined to the point of barely showing up. It's a Fantastic Four season, and Doctor Doom is also featured in the Grand Arena. We wanted to show his 2099 side a little love. That being said, we're cautious, particularly with the release of First Steps Invisible Woman in a couple weeks, who's an excellent synergy piece with Doom as well as the rest of the Fantastic Four team. Okay, this buff once again makes me go back to the Marvel Boy one. That's like, it is a Fantastic Four season. Why are we buffing the end of turn cards? Like, they are going to get inherently buffed by the release of cards? It just doesn't make sense. Like, why not take a swing at cards that no one is playing right now? Like, no one's playing Doom 2099. Yeah. I got it. I got it. But like, you want to know what else no one is playing? No one's playing like Medusa or like random. Like, there's so many cards that are so forgettable. Like, no one's playing Mantis. Mantis hasn't been touched in the past like 2 years. Like, there's those cards that are so forgettable that you don't even like think about their existence. Like, Doom 2099 was iconically not being used. Like, it was one of those cards that was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if that card was actually good? Like, I don't know. I feel like they do this all the time. Generally, this update just pissed me off, I think. There's not even a single deck in here that I'm like, wow, I want to play something with one of these updates. We got point of power, loss of 1 point, lost 1 point, gained 1 point, gained 1 point. Green Goblin lost a point, but it's a buff. Kale gained a point. There was nothing exciting in the OTAs. Literally every change was 1 point of power, and the other change was clarifying from card to character. And Mirage got both point of power and a card to character change. It's like, it feels so lazy. Like, you're right, I can't expect bangers every OTA. Is it too much to ask for one exciting change every OTA? Just one card that has something more than 1 point of power. Like, that's all I'm asking for. Like, something that really gets you excited to be like, oh, that's kind of a neat change. Let's try that out. Like, do you look at any of these 1 point of power changes and go, that's neat? And, like, I don't know. Would you say that the meta is balanced right now? Like, I don't know. I feel like I would not say that the Marvel Snap meta is balanced, but let me look. The top decks are Bullseye Discard. This is from before the OTA. Bullseye Discard, Hulk High Evo, Disruption Surfer, Good Cards Toxic, Good Cards Buff, Cerebro 2, Mr. Negative. What is Disruption Surfer? Oh. Oh yeah, no, I've lost that deck. Good Cards Toxic? I didn't even know there was a Toxic deck going around. That's crazy. I've never seen that deck in my life. Dude, it's just, like, it's crazy. Iron Hand? What is this deck? Oh, it's Victoria Hand. Where does the iron come into this? Iron Hand? What? There is no card in this deck that has the word iron. It's Nika Minoru, Quinjet, Snowguard, Mr. Fantastic, the new one, Surge, Collector, Kate Bishop, Victoria Hand, Frigga, Prodigy, Moon Girl, Kahori. Where does the iron come in?
Who do you work for and what's your business here?
Telemetry originates at this location, but the signal.
So they hit this tier 1 deck.
What are you doing here?
They hit the Bullseye discard deck by making Bullseye lose a point of power. Let me pretend that that matters for a second. Okay. End of turn High Evo is one of the best performers.
Earth?
Have you been here a while?
I have journal entries tallying 4 weeks, but
That is a very interesting deck list. Sunspot, Clea, Misty Knight, Hydra Bob, paired with Marvel Boy. And then you run Abomination with Cyclops. I can't imagine that Abomination gets that big.
Tell me all about Earth.
Or gets that like that cheap. Like, you're maybe a 3/9, like, which I guess is good, but this deck looks so. Wait, it's not even running Hulk. It's running Red Hulk. What?
That's the man who sent the distress signal.
Okay. I don't believe that these decks are actually good. I feel gaslit. What? This is the best Marvel Snap has to offer? I am baffled. I know what Cerebro 2 is. Mr. Negative's Mr. Negative. Dracula discards this Khonshu? Yeah. Okay. I can't run that deck because I don't have Proxima. Sauron. Nightmare. Sauron without Nightmare! That's crazy. That's crazy. What? And then bounce move to finish it off. Because Sage is a fair card. I will scream to the heavens until Sage gets a nerf, man. I hate that card. That's just my little tangent. I don't think she really deserves a nerf, but I hate her. I mean, with all the random nothing OTAs they're doing, I would love to see Sage become like a 3-2 that gets +1 or something. Oh, man, it would make me so much happier. I hate Sage. Yeah, I don't know. OTA did nothing for me. Doesn't really make me want to go back. The only thing it makes me want to do is look at a stupid Jennifer Kale 5-cost tech deck, because that sounds fucking asinine. But it sounds like the direction that Marvel Snap's going to be moving in, apparently, so. Embrace the change. Lean into it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this different style of video, please let me know in the comments, and I'm more than happy to do more of these types of videos if that's the case. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for checkouts, and I'll see you in the next one.